Ron? Hey, Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
We're not quite ready yet. We're waiting for Rabbi Gorbin.
We can start.
But if she does not come in just a minute, we're going to start with a nigun that we've done many times in the past and hope that you will all sing along. Again, this is so different, but it is all okay because we're together. Last night I got a wonderful email from a family that said they had never been physically apart yet felt so close to our community. And that's what we hope that you feel with the music and the prayers and the intention that we bring here together. So the nigun today is a song without words. We've done it many times. It goes like this. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Hi da 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 da. Da 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 da. Hi da 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 da. Da 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 da. A little faster. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Hi da 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 da. Da 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 da. Hi da 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 da. Last time, a little faster. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
We linked to you earlier this week the Mishkan Tefillah flip book. Now, it is not easy to point and click and get to the right page, so we'll try to give a little extra time today for that. And again, if you're a regular millionaire, then you know a lot of the tunes that we do. So we're going to start on page 74. It's 192 in the brackets, we always say, for the Ma Tovu, which always starts the morning service. Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu, O Halecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu, O Halecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, V'ani berov chastecha, Ahavo betecha, Eshtachave el heichal kodshecha, Be'yiratecha, Ma tovu, Ma tovu, Alecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Ma tovu, Ma tovu, Alecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Adonai ahavti me'on beitecha, u'mekom Mishkan Kivodecha, Mishkan Kvodecha, Vani Eshtachaveh, Ve'echra Evrecha Lifnei Adonai, Oz, Matovu, 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 Alecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Matovu, Matovu, Alecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Va'ani tefilahati lecha Adonai et ratzon Elohim berov chasdecha Elohim berov chasdecha Aneheni be'emet ishecha Matovu, Matovu, Matovu Oh, Alecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Matovu, Matovu, Alecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Let's read together the facing page. It may be on the next page in the flip, but it goes like this. May the one whose spirit is with us in every righteous deed be with all who work for the good of humanity and bear the burdens of others, who give bread to the hungry, who clothe the naked, and take the friendless into their homes. May the work of their hands endure, and may the seed they sow bring an abundant harvest. The blessing for our bodies on the following page. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yatzarta dam b'chokhmah, uvaravo nekavim nekavim, chalulim chalulim. Kalu v'yadu lifnei chisei chevodecha, v'yimpatech echad mehem, u'yisatem echad mehem. Yivshar lekayem v'lamod lefanecha, Baruch atah Adonai rofech kol basar u'mafli la'asot. The blessing for our souls on the following page. We're capoed on 2. Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenatata bihi teora. Again and Elohai, 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 neshama, shenatata bihi teora. Ata berata, ata yitzarta, ata nefachta bi, ve'ata mishamra bekirbi. Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenatata bihi Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenatata bihi tehorahi. On that very same page, in the English, you will read together. My God, the soul that you have given me is pure. You created it, you shaped it, you breathed it into me, and you protect it within me.
For as long as my soul is within me, I offer thanks to you, Adonai, my God, and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. Praised are you, Adonai, in whose hand is every living soul, and the breath of humankind.
Baruch atah Adonai, Asher b'do nefesh kol chai, v'ruach kol basar ish. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher natan nesech v'vinah l'havchim ben yom u'ben layla. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, vatir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, zokev kevufim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, rokaretz alamayim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechim mitzadei gaver. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten li ha'ev koach. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamavir sheina meinai utnuma me'af haparai. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, sha'asani b'tzelem Elohim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, sha'asani ben chorim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, sha'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, ozei Yisrael b'gvura. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, otei Yisrael b'tifara. Let's go ahead to the blessing for Torah. It's on the next flip, the next click of your mouse.
That would be page 86 or 204.
But do mice count in a minyan? I don't think so. No achbar, right?
No.
No, none. So the blessing for Torah on 86 or 204 is Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. On the bottom, we read together the English translation. O Adonai, our God, let the words of Torah be sweet in our mouths and the mouths
of your people Israel,
so that we, our descendants, and the descendants of all your people Israel,
know you by studying your Torah for its own sake.
Blessed are you, Adonai, who teaches Torah to your people Israel.
Baruch atah Adonai, amlamed Torah le'amo Yisrael. Turn the page. And as always we do, Elu Devarim, that first line, and they go down to the sixth line.
It's page 88 or 206.
Elu Devarim she'en lahem shi'ur. Elu Devarim she'en lahem shi'ur. Devarim she'en lahem shi'ur. You got it again. Elu Devarim she'en lahem shi'ur. Elu Devarim she'en lahem shi'ur. Elu Devarim she'en lahem shi'ur. Ve'elu ein kibur aveim. U'gmilut chasadim ve'hashkamat beit hamidrash shachari ve'arvi. Elu Devarim she'en lahem shi'ur. Elu Devarim she'en lahem shi'ur. Elu Devarim she'en lahem shi'ur. Ve'elu hen ve'hachnasat orchim u'vikur cholim ve'hachnasat kala u'vayachat hamed ve'iyun tfilah ve'hava'at shalom bein adam lechavero v'talmud Torah keneged v'talmud Torah keneged kulam v'talmud Torah keneged kulam. Elu devarim she'en lahem shi'ur. Elu devarim she'en lahem shi'ur. Elu devarim she'en lahem shi'ur. Ve'elu hen. Elu devarim she'en lahem shi'ur. Elu devarim she'en lahem shi'ur. Elu devarim she'en lahem shi'ur. Ve'elu hen.
This is a time in our entire world where infinite kindness is called for. And even though we're scared, we offer infinite kindnesses to people in our lives and sometimes people we don't even know. And that's why these things that are limitless is so appropriate to read together. These are things that are limitless,
of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world, while the principle remains in the world to come.
They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion,
arriving early for study morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all.
So flip to the next page or set of pages. It's 91 or 209. Debbie Friedman wrote this beautiful version of Kadisha Rabbanan, which is said by scholars after they study Torah. Guess what? Every one of you who just read this Talmud passage is a scholar, and this is for all of us. For our teachers and their students, and the students of the students, we ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. And for those who study Torah here and everywhere, may they be blessed with all they need, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
So last night I went home and my wife Barbara said that she had followed the entire service, and there was a lot of, how do I say this, chatter going on during the service. The notes that you might be passing to each other or whispering in each other's ear, I imagine that will be going on this morning as well. So I'm going to ask the question. What I'd like you to do is to use that chat feature to be able to answer the goofy question this week, although we're going to make a stab at it ourselves. Everyone that I know is trying to deal with this alienation, being isolated, being alone. So the question for this week is, what is the largest crowd you have personally ever been in? It might be a sporting event. By the way, you're on my left, just so you know. It might be a mass protest. It might be something that people just gathered. It might be the largest shopping mall in the world, Mall of America in Minnesota. Who knows? But you have been somewhere that you were not alone, that you were part of the largest crowd in your life, and you said, oh my gosh, I am part of something larger than I have thought I would ever be in. So as long as you say your name, we're pretty happy, and on the chat, your name comes up. So, Rabbi Gorbin.
I'm Karen Gorbin. And I have been to a handful of Steelers games that may, in fact, be the largest crowd that I've been a part of. But the first thing that came to my head was actually the Kotel, the Western Wall, on Tisha B'Av, on the day of mourning, the destruction of the temple. That was a pretty packed, you could not move an inch sort of space.
Well, and were you on the women's side or back from it where men and women can mix freely, or was it packed everywhere?
It was packed everywhere.
Yeah. And a lot of people sit on the ground, too, to
Right.
recite their keynote, their sad, sad poems.
Right, and I went the evening, Erev Tisha B'Av.
Okay. How about you? What's your name?
My name is Laura Berman. The first thing that came into my mind was a Simon and Garfunkel concert at Shea Stadium. I think it was Simon and Garfunkel. Or was it? No, I'm sorry. It was a Paul McCartney concert, I think, at Shea Stadium. But as I thought more, I thought one of the Salute to Israel parades in New York City down Fifth Avenue that went on for hours and hours with people standing on the sides and many, many people parading in the center.
But they didn't have floats like Thanksgiving, or no? No Charlie Brown?
Some, well, not balloons, but there were some floats,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah, okay. My name is Jamie Gibson. The largest crowd I have ever been in was 280,000 people in December of 1987 at the Soviet Jewry Rally in Washington, D.C. I traveled from Wausau, Wisconsin with 3 girls. We're high school girls, and we stayed overnight in Milwaukee with our dear friend. En masse took a TWA, remember TWA, plane from Milwaukee to Washington, D.C., and we're part of this incredible crowd because one man, Natan Sharansky, who had just gotten out of the Gulag, out of the Soviet prison, said, I need you to come and show Mr. Gorbachev that we really mean business. And 270,000 showed up. Peter, Paul, and Mary sang. All kinds of people were there, and it was astonishing with that more than 250,000 people to still keep, every time you turned around, running into people that you knew. It reminded me that we are one big family. And I'm just hoping that even if you are isolated right now, you know you are part of a family that is caring about you and loving you. And I hope we get literally dozens and dozens on the chat where people share the largest crowd they've ever been in. If somebody can beat 280,000, then you're the winner for today. And there are no prizes, but it will be fun to find out.
A million meaningless points.
What?
A million
A
meaningless
million meaningless points. So right now, we've moved to Psuke de Zimra, which is on 94. It's in 212 in the brackets. We're going to give you a moment to get there. And Cantor Berman's been introducing a new melody for this, and I want really hard to learn it myself, so we're going to just turn it over to you.
Really? Okay.
Absolutely.
Whoa. You're a good gauge then.
So on the facing page, we have this passage, Hareini, and we say together, Hareini mizamet pi lodot lalel l'shabech et bori. With this do I prepare myself to thank, praise, and glorify my Creator. Blessed are you, Sovereign of life, whom we praise with songs of glory. Baruch atah Adonai, melech mehulal batishbachot.
Page 96 or 214. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai.
turn to page 97 for Ashrei. Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha, Odia Hallelujah Sela.
Ashrei Am Shekachalo, Ashrei Am Shadonai Eloham.
Tehillah leDavid, Aromi Mecha, Elohai HaMelech, V'avarcha Shimcha, Leolam Va'ed.
B'chol yom avarcheka, V'halal Shimcha Leolam Va'ed.
Gadol Adonai Umulal Meod, Veligdulato Ein Cheker.
Dor ledor yishabach ma'asecha, u'gvorotecha yagidu.
Hadar kevod odecha, v'divrei niflotecha asicha.
Vezu zorotecha yomeru, u'latcha asaprena.
Zecher rabtu v'chaya bi, u'v'tzidkatecha yiranenu.
Chanun v'rachum Adonai, erech apayim u'gdolcha hased.
Tov Adonai lakol, v'rachamav al kol masav.
Yoducha Adonai kol ma'asecha, v'chasidecha yivarchucha.
Kevod malchutecha yomeru, u'gevuratcha yedaberu.
Lehodia l'mei adam b'gvurotav, u'kvod adar malchuto.
Malchutecha mochu kol olamim, u'memshatecha bechol dor vador.
Samech Adonai l'chol hanoflim, v'zokev l'chol hakefufim.
Einei chole lecha yesaberu, v'tanoten lahem et uchlamito.
Poteach et yadecha, u'masbiya l'chol chai ratzon.
Tzadik Adonai bechol derachav, v'chasid bechol masav.
Karov Adonai l'chol korav, l'chol asher yikrohu ve'emet.
Retzon yereav yaseh, ve'et shavatam yishma v'yoshim.
Shomer Adonai et kol ohavav, ve'et kol harshaim yahashmin.
Tehillat Adonai edaber bi, yivarecho basar shimchot shol leolam va'ed.
V'nachnu nevarecha, le'atav olam. Hallelujah. And as we always do, we hold on that last verse. And we sing a hallelujah from our depths with everything. We will all praise God from now to forever. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. time. Give it everything. Hallelujah. 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 Breathe in. Breathe in. Are you open there? What are you doing?
I am.
Good. So Psalm 150 is on the next page. Is page 100 or 218?
Go ahead.
No. It's yours.
Hallelujah, El Bekadsho. Hallelujah, Birkia Uzo. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, Mirota. Hallelujah, Kerokulo. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, take a shofar. Hallelujah, never bechinor. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, batofu machol. Hallelujah, minim vehugal. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, b'tzitzlei shama. Hallelujah, b'tzitzlei shua. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Olam shamate hallelujah. Olam shamate hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Thank you. On the next page, we're going to try 3-part a cappella. We'll see how it goes. Ilufinu, sing along at home, because it's all of our voices. They all full of song. My voice has not risen up to its normal morning level, so the key is going to be a little low, but the soprano part is still soprano. So, Ilululu, 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 Look at the English below. We read together. Even if our mouths are full of song as the sea, and our tongues full of joy in countless ways,
and our lips full of praise as wide as the sky's expanse, and were our eyes to shine like sun and moon, if our hands were spread out like heaven's eagles and our feet swift like young deer, we could never thank you adequately, Adonai, our God and God of our ancestors, to bless your name for 10,000s of the many myriads of times you granted favors to our ancestors and to us.
So skip ahead to 105. It's 223 in brackets at the bottom of the page. It's the Chatimah, the blessing that ends these psalms of praise. Baruch Atah Adonai El Melech Gadol Batishvachot El Haodao Adon Haniflaot Abocher B'shirei Zimra Abocher B'shirei Zimra Melech Elchei HaOlamim Melech Elchei HaOlamim Melech Elchei HaOlamim. Please turn the page. We're going to rise for the Chatzi Kaddish leading into the Baruch Hu.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shem Rabba.
Amen.
Yilmad yivrachute v'yamalech v'chute. B'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayed chol Beit Yisrael.
Baga, u'bizman
kavimeru.
Amen. Yesh merabba memora.
Yiparach v'yishabach v'yirbar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemer Kudeshah
B'richu
Li'elam min kol berchata v'shirata
Tushmechan v'tematan
Ramir Rami'alam
Amen. Turn the page 108.
El
Turn the page. You'll find page 110. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer or uvorei choshech, oseh shalom uvorei et hakol, hame'ir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha barachamim, u'v'tuvo mechadesh bechol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reshit. Marabu ma'asecha Adonai, kulam b'chochma asita, mal'ah ha'aretz kinyanecha. Titbarach Adonai Eloheinu al shevach ma'aseh yadecha, ve'al me'orei or she'asita yifa'aru chesed.
Or chadash al Zion da'ir v'nizkeh kulanu meher le'oro. Or chadash al Zion da'ir v'nizkeh kulanu meher le'oro. Baruch atah Adonai yotzer ha'ma'orot.
Please turn the page, 112. How deeply you have loved us, Adonai our God, gracing us with surpassing compassion.
On account of our forebears whose trust led you to teach them the laws of life, be gracious to us, teaching us as well. O merciful one, have mercy on us by making us able to understand and discern, to heed, learn, and teach, and lovingly to observe, perform, and fulfill all that is in your Torah.
Bottom of the page in English.
Gather us in peace from the four corners of the earth and lead us upright to our land. For you, O God, work wonders. You chose us truly. You drew us near to your great name that we might acknowledge you, declaring you one in love. Praise to you, Adonai, who chooses your people Israel in love.
Baruch atah Adonai habocher bi'amo Yisrael b'ahava.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please find your seats. I assume that you're sitting, but if you stood, please sit down.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Turn the page 118.
ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף לתלתלת, והיה לכם לציצית. uritem oto, uzchartem et kol mitzvot Adonai, asitem otam,
velo tatuoru
acharei nechem, asher atem zonim achreihem, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים להם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת.
So turn the page. In English, on 121, you'll find the emet that is actually the beginning of the next prayer in Hebrew, and is actually supposed to be continuous with the end of the Ve'ahavta that we just said. And so we say together, Emet, there is no place where you are not. Even in the wilderness, there is your word.
Emet, that pen strokes of lightning, white fire, black flame, stir the soul's passion, guide our sacred way. True and enduring is Torah.
Your truth for us is certain and established now and forevermore.
Like Moses, Miriam, and all Israel, we sing out and rejoice.
Now, we've been learning the last several weeks the Dan Nichols Micha Mocha, and we're going to keep doing it because our hope is that even though he was supposed to be here this weekend and we had to postpone, we hope that he'll be able to be with us in May.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה Shira Chadashai, here we go. Shira Chadashai, Shibhu Gipuli, Lishimcha Asatayam, Yachad Kulam Hodu, V'himlichu V'yamru, Adonai Yimloch Le'olam Vahed. Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha Nedar B'Kodesh, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. Zur Israel, Uma Be'ezrat Israel, Uvtechinu Mecha, Yehuda Israel, Kohalenu Adonai Tzvot Shemo, Kedosh Israel, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ka'ah Israel. Svatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha, Svatai tiftach. Ufi yagid tehilatecha, Adonai, Adonai, Zatai Divta,
Ananananana, Ufi Agid, Ufi Agid, Tehilatecha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol Gibor HaNorah, Elyon, Omer Chasadim Tovim B'konei HaKol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר מושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. Page 128. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה כל נטריו להושיע, משיב הרוח מוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה חיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. Please turn the page to 130. מקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרב זה אל זה ויאמר, קדוש קדוש קדוש, אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני במקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור, הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גדלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך להקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
The bottom of the page. To all generations we will declare your greatness. For all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. We're going to turn the page for the Yismachu.
Page 132 or 250.
ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת, ישמחו במלכותך בחורי עולת, ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת,
Turn the page to 134. It's 252. We continue with the rest of the Kedushat Hayom, the blessing to celebrate Shabbat and its holiness. Eloheinu v'Elohei v'Eloheinu ritzei v'mnuchateinu kadshenu b'mitzvotecha v'tein chelkeinu b'toratecha Sabenu mituvecha, v'samchenu b'shuatecha, v'taher libenu, le'ovdecha be'emet, v'hanechilenu Adonai Eloheinu be'ahava uvratzon, Shabbat kodshecha, v'yenuchu b'Yisrael, Mekadesh Shemecha, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. So, on the facing page in the book, it may be the next page in the flip on 135 or 253, there's a really important question. Because for some of us who were unmoored this week, not having schedule, not having our set places to go, we ask, where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished. Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat abide. If you're following along, let's read together.
Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time. Contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life.
Let me learn to pause, if only for this day.
Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world on this day. On this day, Shabbat abide. Baruch Atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
So we are going to read the rest of the service. We usually just do it silently. If you want to be silent in your place of where you're praying, feel free to do so. But we're going to read the last three of the brachot of the Amidah in a way that we don't usually do. So if you look at 137, it's 255 in the brackets in the middle of the page. We read together.
On this holy Shabbat, may we draw nearer to life, to peace, and to joy. May we find true rest, holiness in our deeds, worth in our study of Torah. Let us feed on the love of goodness. Let us drink from the love of goodness. Restrain our thirst for excess and cleanse our hearts to serve life well. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw nearer in life, in peace, and in joy. Baruch Atah Adonai, she'otecha levadcha b'yirah na'avod.
Rabbi Gorman, will you lead us in the responsive reading on 139 and 257?
You know I love this one.
I know you do. That's why I'm asking.
For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations.
Modim
Modim
anach nulach.
nulach. For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons.
Modim anach nulach.
For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements.
Modim
Modim
anach
anach nulach.
For human community, our common past and future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression.
Modim
Modim
anach
anach nulach.
For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared.
Modim anach nulach. For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom. Modim anach nulach.
For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose.
Modim anach nulach. We pray that we may live not by our fears, but by our hopes. Not by our words, but by our deeds. Blessed are you, Adonai, your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving.
Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha
Ulechana el hodot.
Turn to the next page, 140. For Sim Shalom. Sim Shalom. Tova uvracha. Sim Shalom. Tova uvracha. Sim Shalom.
Atah Adonai, hamavarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
I'm going to go down one more. So how does one get to a crowd of 280,000 people? You start in a little place that a lot of people have only heard of through commercials. Wausau, Wisconsin is known for insurance. Believe it or not, there's an airport near there. It's called the Central Wisconsin Airport. It is in a place called Mosinee. Mosinee is where they make paper. You may have seen in bathrooms, Mosinee Paper Company. They send all over the country, in fact, all over the world. They're an amazing.
I've seen Wausau toilet paper.
I have seen that as well. Wausau also makes printer paper, all kinds of things. And I lived there from 1983 to 88. As I like to joke, when I applied to be an assistant rabbi in many places, I was turned down consistently. I had come down with a terrible condition called ideas, which most senior rabbis did not want to hear anything about. So I met an incredible woman named Jeannie Waldman, and she came to Cincinnati, interviewed me with her husband, who was a family doctor, and we made an incredible friendship that lasts to this day. I went up there, and there were 83 families. And people say, well, 83 families, were they close-knit? I say, well, they were close-knit, but they were far, far away. They were about 100 miles in any direction. And I put 30,000 miles a year on my card to serve them. In Marshfield, Stevens Point, Eagle River, Conover, where the Ramah camp is up there, and all the places in central Wisconsin. And yet we had an amazing youth group. We did 2 conclaves for NOFTY, the Northern Federation of Temple Youth, which is now absorbed into NIFTY, the North American. We met in a hotel one year, and the next year we met in a school forest cabin. Incredible people came from Minneapolis and St. Paul and from Duluth. And I know these people to this day. You know why? Because they're my colleagues. Many of them became rabbis and cantors in their own right. It was after a conclave in St. Paul, a kinus it was called, that we heard Natan Sharansky speak. It was in November of 1987, and he said, you must come to Washington. I'm counting on you to come to Washington. And he had such authority, such charisma, such moral presence that to not go to Washington would be to feel like you had broken a law of the Torah. It was that important, and so we arranged to go. And I picked up 1 girl from Wausau and 2 from Stevens Point, and we drove down to Milwaukee. And 7 in the morning, we were on a plane, and we found our way, and I immediately found my brother Stuart, who had been arrested 5 times in front of the Soviet embassy already to protest the treatment of Soviet Jews. And it was one of those things, I've never been to Woodstock or a rock concert, but there are wonderful screens and loudspeakers, but the hubbub is what you listen to, the hubbub of everybody's conversations. And we spent half a day there, and we had to get back for our flight, and we made it to the airport with a mass of people, and the report came through that there was a massive winter storm heading into Wisconsin, and it was going to be there by the time we landed. We said, well, it'll be okay. You know, it's only 3.5 hours driving from Milwaukee up to Stevens Point, Wausau. We'll get everybody back home, and we'll just say, whoosh, we did it. I mean, we were all on cloud 9, as it were. It was such an incredible event to watch everybody, and then to find out that President Reagan had literally stood with his arm around Mikhail Gorbachev saying, look at those people. They will not let me be until you let our people go. Let our people go. He included himself and our people, the Jews of America. He included us because we were involved with the Jews of the Soviet Union. Well, we had to circle around the Milwaukee airport until they could clear off enough ice for us to land, and finally they did, and we landed. And we found my car, which was encrusted with 1/2 inch of ice. And we battered that car without breaking the windows, and finally got in the car and finally got on the highway. I said, the highway's going to be clear. It's going to be fine. It's only about, 60 minutes to Madison. And then we'll just go north. It will be great. We got on I-94 and made our way toward Madison at a whopping 15 miles an hour. And then I saw a semi-truck literally slide off the road and fall over into an embankment. And I said, this is not going to be easy. I could not feel my car tires gripping the road. And so what you do if you can't feel your tires gripping, you grip the wheel. You know that white knuckle driving? I don't know if anybody's done that in the rain or the snow. Many of us have. I assume in Denver, when it snows 18 inches at a time, that there's white knuckle driving, especially in the mountains. It took 3.5 hours at 15 miles an hour to make our way to Madison. And I said to the girls, we're not going to try to go north. The roads are not good. We found our way to an old friend. His name was Howard Johnson. And Howard Johnson, with the 28 flavors and the big orange roof sign, well, they let us in, and they had 2 rooms, and I gave one to the girls and took one for myself, and I called all their parents and said, they are safe. We are safe. Just know that I have to take your kids and put them up in a hotel. We will get back sometime the next morning. They will only miss 1 day of school. Well, it didn't matter because school was canceled the next day anyway. I got them home, and they were still abuzz with all that they had seen, all that they had done, from staying overnight in Milwaukee, to the airplane, to the mass gathering, to the incredible ride home, one that they still remind me this very day, to this very day. One of them, a young woman, younger than me, named Alyssa Pato, married a colleague of ours, who's now the rabbi of Shaarei Tefillah in New York. Alyssa Pato, the most brilliant student I ever taught. The one who came into my office in December of 1983 and said, I want a bat mitzvah. I said, great. So when next year do you want it? She said, how about 3 weeks from now? We had decided on a portion. She learned her portion, and she was just incredible. She is now married to Rabbi Mosbacher. And Jenny Silberman, whose mother was from Argentina. Jenny Weiser. Amazing, amazing young women who've gone on to amazing things in this world. Sometimes we talk about being alone and lighting our candle from the mass of people so that when we're alone again, we can have the memory of our mass and combined light. That's what that was for us. 33 years later, we remember being part of a mass light. Every one of you who's been in a crowd knows it is part of something larger than yourself. And at times of loneliness and isolation and being afraid, we count on those memories to tell us that we are going to be okay. We are still committed to calling everybody in our congregation to let you know how much we care about you. We are still committed to hearing from you. If there's something you need, tap it on a chat. Let us know in a private email. We'll keep you anonymous. If you need food, water, money, shopping, let us know so that you are not alone. Remember the time that you were most surrounded by humanity. May that memory give you comfort. May it succor you in this difficult time. As we're all connected with each other in ways that we do not know, past and present, and all connected to a God above who supports us in all of our challenges. Oseh Shalom Bimroma Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'akol Yisrael Ve'akol Yoshvei Tevel Ve'emru Amen Ve'emru We're now turning ahead to the Torah service. We are going to read a brief passage from the fourth Aliyah of Vayakel Pekudei. It's on page 242 or 362, I think it is, in the brackets. Actually, 244. I was off by 2 pages. That's as close as I've ever gotten. So we're going to take the Torah out and sing all of the prayers. Feel free to sing along. Page 244.
Ein kamocha Elohim Adonai, vein kemasecha, malchutecha malchut kol olamim, umemshaltecha bechol dor vador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai oz le'amo yitein, Adonai yevarech et amo b'shalom, Avar rachamim, heitiva v'rtzoncha et Zion, Tivnei chom batachu, melech venisa, ador olamim. Top of page 246. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, ki mitzion tetzei Torah, udevar Adonai mirushalayim, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato. In the large print on page 248. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Gadlul Adonai iti, uneromema shemo yachdav.
Now this is kind of different. I'm going to walk around a circle around the pulpit. If you're wearing a talit this morning, touch the screen because you're not allowed to touch the Torah. According to the chief rabbi of Israel, only the person reading is allowed to. Lecha Adonai hagedula, hagevura v'hatiferet, v'hanetzach v'hahod, ki chol b'shamayim u'va'aretz, ki chol b'shamayim u'va'aretz, lecha Adonai ha'mamlecha, v'yamid naseh lechol erosh. So the Torah portion for today is called Vayakel Pekudei, assembling our people, and the final task associated with the tabernacle. How many of you have bought things at IKEA? Raise your hand. How many of you have been wonderfully mystified by the non-worded instructions that tell you to take an Allen wrench and do various things in various directions? But if you do it right, the thing will stand. I've done it. It's hard, but things actually come together, and when it comes together, it can have its function. At the end of our Torah portion today, the entire tabernacle is created, and the ark and the tablets and everything is set, and that is the moment when God, or part of God's essence, can enter into that, fulfilling the promise of weeks before when we read, Asuli mikdash v'shechanti b'tocham, make me a tabernacle that I might dwell in their midst. Not God in God's wholeness, but an essence of God, a part of God's presence. So what we're going to be doing today is we're putting together loops. It's the fourth aliyah, and I'm just going to read and translate after an appropriate blessing. I'm going to invite Hechazanit, Hachazanit,
Hiva bat Zorach v'Chava.
Hiva Zorach v'Chava, Vayas.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Marach le'olam v'hed.
Baruch Adonai varach le'olam v'hed. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch ata Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. And what we're going to see is how things come together. And in some ways, it's a metaphor for how we come together, because when we all come together, God's presence is amongst us. And then all of those who were skilled in the work of the labor at the Mishkan of the tabernacle, they made Eser Yiriot. They made 10 strips of cloth. Shesh mashzar, of fine twisted linen, techelet v'argaman v'tolat shani, and of blue, purple, and crimson threads. Keruvim ma'aseh choshev oseh otam, and they worked these into the embroidery design of the keruvim. Those are the half-animal, half-human beings that guard the ark itself. Orach ha'yiri'ah, the length of one of these strips of cloth, ha'achat, shmona Shmona ve'esrim ba'ama was 28 cubits. Now don't forget, a cubit is basically 18 inches from your elbow up to the tip of your middle finger. V'rochav, and its width, arba ba'ama, was 4 cubits wide, hayiriyah achat, for each one, for that one strip. Midah achat lechol hayiriot. There was one standard of measurement for all of the cloths. Ve'chaber et chamesh hayiriot achat, and they combined 5 of these strips of cloth into one, elachat, v'chamesh yiriot chiber achat elachat. They chiber, right? Chiber achat el achat.
Bring my glasses. Kibar.
Chibar. And they combined these 5 strips of cloth, they joined them one to the other. Yas lulot techelet, and they made blue loops al svat yiri'ah, along the edge, yiri'ah echat, the edge of one of the strips of cloth, b'miktzeh hamachberet, b'katzah hamachberet, at the edge of the joining, ken asa, so they did b'svat yiri'ah hakitzona, and so they did along the outermost edge, b'machberet hashenit, along the joining of the second joining of the 5 strips of cloth. Chamishim lulot asa b'yiriyah. They made 50 loops for one of the cloth strips. Chamishim lulot asa b'ktzeh ha'yiriyah asher b'machberet hashenit. And they made 50 loops for the outer edge of the other curtain that would be joined to it. Makbilot halulot. Makbil means they were parallel, the loops, achat el achat, one to the other. Yas chamishim karsei zahav, and they made 50 gold clasps. V'chaber et hayiriot achat, and so they joined together the one set of cloths, el achat hakrasim, with the gold clasp, v'hi hamishkan echad, so that it made one structure that they're calling the mishkan, but it's only the part of the outer, of the inner curtain that made it up. Okay. We're being so careful about distance.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. If you turn to 253 in your prayer book, you'll find the Mishaberach. Then we'll pause for a moment for you to think intentionally of all those for whom you wish healing. We're not naming names. Out loud, we're asking that you keep them in your heart. I'm going to lift the Torah on high, and we'll tie it. And then we're going to do the Haftarah. I'll invite Canterburyman to read the English. It's Shabbat HaChodesh. It's a special Haftorah reading because we're entering Nisan. And boy, are we going to have a conference Zoom call on how we're going to do Pesach this year, but that is not for this Shabbat.
Vezot HaTorah asher sam Moshe livnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu l'har kodesh. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu l'har kodesh. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Adonai Eloheinu romemu.
So Canterburyman is, lost the mic. Here. Canterburyman is finding the passage now for Shabbat HaChodesh. It's called the Shabbat of the month, because in the Torah, Nisan is called the month. It is the month of our great historical event of leaving Egyptian slavery. We do not know of any other event in history where a people en masse was able to leave a state of being enslaved and becoming free. So where is the passage?
If you happen to have the Eitz Chaim Chumash, you will find it on page 1291. You can also look in the table of contents of most Chumashim and look for Haftarat Parsha HaChodesh.
And it'll be toward the end of the book. And the book we're reading from is, it'll say right there.
Oh, you mean
yes.
Ezekiel 45:16 through 46:18.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nbiim tovim v'ratzav v'divreihem anemarim me'emet. Baruch atah Adonai abocher b'Torah u'Moshe avdohu u'Yisrael amo u'Nevi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek.
Chapter 45. The entire population shall give this offering to the prince in Israel. And the burnt offerings, the grain offerings, and the libations on festivals, new moons, and Sabbaths, all fixed occasions of the house of Israel, shall be the obligation of the prince. He shall prepare the purification offerings, the grain offerings, the burnt offerings, and the offerings of well-being to make expiation for the house of Israel. Thus said the Lord God, on the first day of the first month you shall take a bull of the herd without blemish, and you shall purify the sanctuary. The priest shall take some of the blood of the purification offering and apply it to the doorposts of the temple, to the four corners of the ledge of the altar, and to the doorposts of the gate of the inner court. You shall do the same on the seventh day of the month to purge the temple from impurity caused by unwitting or ignorant persons. On the 14th day of the month you shall have the Passover sacrifice, and during a festival of 7 days unleavened bread shall be eaten. On that day the prince shall provide a bull of purification offering on behalf of himself and of the entire population. And during the 7 days of the festival he shall provide daily for 7 days 7 bulls and 7 rams without blemish for a burnt offering to the Lord, and 1 goat daily for a purification offering. He shall provide a grain offering of an ephah for each bull and an ephah for each ram, with a hin of oil to every ephah. So too, during the festival of the 7th month, for 7 days from the 15th day on, he shall provide the same purification offerings, burnt offerings, grain offerings, and oil. Thus said the Lord God, the gate of the inner court which faces east shall be closed on the 6 working days. It shall be opened on the Sabbath day, and it shall be opened on the day of the new moon. The prince shall enter by way of the vestibule outside the gate, and shall attend at the gatepost while the priests sacrifice his burnt offering and his offering of well-being. He shall then bow low at the threshold of the gate and depart. The gate, however, shall not be closed until evening. the common people shall worship before the Lord on Sabbaths and new moons at the entrance of the same gate. The burnt offering which the priest presents to the Lord on the Sabbath day shall consist of 6 lambs without blemish and 1 ram without blemish, with a grain offering of an ephah for the ram, a grain offering of as much as he wishes for the lambs, and a hin of oil with every ephah. And on the day of the new moon it shall consist of a bull of the herd without blemish, and 6 lambs and a ram. They shall be without blemish. And he shall provide a grain offering of an ephah for the bull, of an ephah for the ram, and as much as he can afford for the lambs, with a hin of oil to every ephah. When the prince enters, he shall come in by way of the vestibule of the gate, and he shall go out the same way. But on the fixed occasions, when the common people come before the Lord, whoever enters by the north gate to bow low shall leave by the south gate, and whoever enters by the south gate shall leave by the north gate. They shall not go back through the gate which by they came in, but shall go out by the opposite one. And as for the prince, he shall enter with them when they enter, and leave when they leave. On festivals and fixed occasions, the grain offering shall be an ephah for each bull, an ephah for each ram, and as much as he wishes for the lambs, with a hin of oil for every ephah. The gate that faces east shall also be opened for the prince whenever he offers a free will offering, be it burnt offering or offering of well-being, freely offered to the Lord, so that he may offer his burnt offering or his offering of well-being, just as he does on the Sabbath day. Then he shall leave, and the gate shall be closed after he leaves. Each day you shall offer a lamb of the first year without blemish, as a daily burnt offering to the Lord, and you shall offer one every morning, and every morning regularly you shall offer a grain offering with it, 1/6 of an ephah with 1/3 of a hin of oil to moisten the choice flour, as a grain offering to the Lord, a law for all time. The lamb, the grain offering, and oil shall be presented every morning as a regular burnt offering. Thus said the Lord God, if the prince makes a gift to any of his sons, it shall become the latter's inheritance. It shall pass on to his sons. It is their holding by inheritance. But if he makes a gift from his inheritance to any of his subjects, it shall only belong to the latter until the year of release. Then it shall revert to the prince. His inheritance must by all means pass on to his sons. But the prince shall not take property away from any of the people and rob them of their holdings. Only out of his own holdings shall he endow his sons, in order that my people may not be dispossessed of their holdings. The bracha following the Haftarah is on page 254. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, tzur kol haolamim, tzadik bechol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer ve'oseh, ha'medaber u'mekayem, shekol devarav emet v'tzedek, al ha'torah v'al ha'avodah v'al ha'nevi'im, v'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, shenatata lanu, Adonai Eloheinu, likedusha v'limnucha, lechavod u'tifaret. Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach, u'mevarachim otach, yitbarach shimcha b'fi kol chai, tamid le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha'shabbat.
Amen. Just a footnote to the Haftarah, which was very extensive in detail. I don't know if with the lamb you get mint jelly, but that probably is in a commentary somewhere. Ezekiel is writing from Babylon. He's imagining what's going to happen when a return to Jerusalem takes place. And he's trying to imagine that the ritual will be set in a way that people won't have to figure it out when they actually get there. Shortly after Ezekiel, we'll have Ezra and Nehemiah come from Persia, which will be conquering Babylon, and let our people reestablish their community in Jerusalem so they can reestablish their formal ritual connection with God. And of course, the temple in Jerusalem is connected via the Shabbat to the Torah, where we finish the tabernacle. So all these things are connected both in terms of time, temporally, and in terms of the actual ritual that is supposed to be done. So I'm going to open the ark and ask Hannah Berman to pick up the Torah.
We need to do the blessing for the new month, please.
Oh, we do. We need to do a blessing for a new month. That's why we did Shabbat HaChodesh. So if the 9th is the 15th, if the 9th of April is the 15th of April, which it is, that means the 2nd of April is the first day of the month, and the 2nd of April is, I think, Thursday. I'm pretty sure it's Thursday. Right. Wait, okay.
Want to double check it? You want to do another blessing and I'll double check it?
Yeah, I'm just
Blessing
trying to
for
figure
the
out the exact
community?
date. Okay. Do you have it, Rabbi Gorman? We're waiting. We certainly can. Why don't you do the blessing for the community while we wait for the blessing date for the new month?
Blessing for our congregation, page 258, followed by a blessing for our country. Source of all being, may the children of this community learn these passions from us: love of Torah, devotion in prayer, and support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction, and may we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts bring fulfillment and joy. Baruch atah Adonai she'otecha levarcha b'yirah na'avod. And for our country, so needed at this time, and for our entire world, thus says Adonai, this is what I desire, to unlock the fetters of wickedness and untie the cords of lawlessness, to let the oppressed go free, to break off every yoke. Share your bread with the hungry, and take the wretched poor into your home. When you see the naked, give clothing, and do not ignore your own kin. If you banish the yoke from your midst, the menacing hand, the evil speech, if you offer compassion to the hungry and satisfy the famished creature, then your light shall shine in darkness. O guardian of light and liberty, life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit, and all the world. Amen.
So, Yom Chamishi, Wednesday, Thursday.
Exactly what you saw. Yehi ratzon milefanecha, Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, shetechadesh aleinu et hachodesh haba letova v'livracha, v'titen lanu chayim arukim, chayim shel shalom, chayim shel parasa, chayim sheteva nu'avat Torah v'yiras shamayim, chayim sheimalu mishalot libenu letova. Amen. O God and God of our ancestors, may the new month bring us goodness and blessing. May we have long life, peace, prosperity, a life exalted by love of Torah and reverence for the divine, a life in which the longings of our hearts are fulfilled for good. Rosh Chodesh Nisan Yeh Beyom Chamishi. Rosh Chodesh Nisan, the new month of Adar. I'm sorry, the new month of Nisan will begin this coming Wednesday night into Thursday, Yom Chamishi.
So, brief announcements will repeat from last night. Tomorrow, the Bereshi class is at 10:30. Tomorrow, the Hartman seminar is 9:15 to 10:30 with confirmation to follow. These links have been sent via email to everyone who wants to participate in them. The confirmation, of course, is a private group. And next door is the Kihila?
Yes, we're going to have our, I'm not on the screen right now.
Yes, so that people can see you.
Our next door Kihila or Asefa will be at 9:30, and again, a link was sent out to all of our school families so that we can have a wonderful Zoom service together.
Wonderful. So now I'm going to open the Ark. And what page are we on for the returning?
Page 256. יהללו את שם אדוני כי נזקף שמו לבדו. הודו על ארץ ושמיים וירם קרן לעמו. תהילה לכל חסידיו לבני ישראל עם קרובו. הללויה.
For a good heritage has been given to you, do not forsake it. Eitz chaim hi lemachzikim ba v'tom teha neusha deracheho darcheno lechol netivotecha shalom hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva chadesh yameinu kekedem. Turn in your flip book, and we'll give you a few seconds because it's further in the book. It's 282 or 586 in the bracket for a concluding set of prayers, which starts with what?
282.
282. At 586 in the brackets. Okay.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר הראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו להם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נותן השמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומשה יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אל מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום, והשבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא אלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו You are saying Kaddish at home. We'll ask you to rise in place. Find page 294 or 598 in the brackets.
I'm saying Kaddish for my father-in-law, Ben Schillmeister, whose yard site is this week. Yid Gadal, Yikadash, Shemir Rabba.
Amen.
Yalma Divrach, Yiruteh, V'yamlich Malchuteh. V'chayachon, V'yamechon, V'chayed, Chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, Uvizman, Kari, V'yamru.
Amen.
Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach, Ve'olam Olam Maya. Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yipa'ar, V'yitromam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shemei Dekudesha. Ve'ela, Min Kol Birchata V'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata adam iram b'yomah v'yimru.
Amen.
Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleina ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'kodesh v'tevel v'yimru.
Amen.
May the source of peace in the high heavens cause peace to descend on all of us, all Israel, upon our world, which is in desperate need of healing, upon all of us who mourn our beloved dead, as together we say.
Amen.
We're going to move that up. We'll be daring it. Oseh shalom mimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al Yisrael, ve'yimiru, amen. Oseh shalom mimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al Yisrael, ve'yimiru, amen. Oseh shalom mimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'yimru, amen. Last time, come everybody. Oseh shalom mimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'yimru, amen. Oseh shalom mimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'yimru, amen. Ve'yimru, amen. Bruchim etem avoachem, bruchim etem etzetzchem etav olam. May be blessed every place you go into God's world, and may you go into God's world safely, keeping social distancing and watching what you touch and washing your hands often. Often, if they chap, it's okay, as long as you don't transmit germs, as long as you don't accept germs from other people. And may you come back into your own home, into God's world. May you find a way to do so in safety, health, love, and peace, as together we say.
Amen.
Amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Checking is actually really bad because it allows the germs to get.
Use hand cream.